Every masterpiece begins with the purest elements found on Earth. Phantom porcelain is not born from ordinary clay, but from a divine fusion of rare crystal quartz and premium kaolin. These precious stones must be broken down to their very essence. The journey starts with intense pressure, transforming solid rock into a foundation for something far more delicate and ethereal. In this secluded sanctuary of craft, the air is thick with the promise of creation. Industrial power meets artistic vision as we refine raw materials into the legendary phantom-grade powder. Purity is our only standard. We sift the minerals through microscopic layers, ensuring that only the finest particles, smaller than a grain of pollen, move forward to the next stage. A master's touch can feel what machines might miss. This powder is the soul of the porcelain, refined to a molecular level to achieve the signature translucency we are known for. Every batch is documented and stored in a controlled environment. These ingredients are the hidden treasures of our house, awaiting the moment they will be brought back to life. In the laboratory, precision is everything. We measure each component down to the milligram, following a secret formula that has been perfected through decades of experimentation and artistic failure. The introduction of water is the first spark of life. This is where the alchemy begins, turning dry, lifeless minerals into a malleable medium that will soon hold a shape. The mixing process is a slow dance. We stir the mixture at specific speeds to avoid air bubbles, creating a slip that is perfectly homogenized and incredibly smooth to the touch. To achieve absolute whiteness, we must remove every trace of iron and impurities. Our magnetic filters pull out even the smallest metallic particles that could ruin the final aesthetic. This liquid gold, known as porcelain slip, is the foundation of the bone structure. Its balance of minerals and water determines the legendary light-transmitting properties of the finished piece. Casting is a test of patience and steady hands. The liquid is poured into porous plaster molds which will slowly absorb the moisture, leaving behind a thin, fragile shell. Time is a crucial ingredient here. We wait for the perfect thickness to build up against the mold walls. A delicate balance between being too thick or dangerously thin. Opening the mold is a moment of truth. We reveal the greenware, a soft, vulnerable version of the final product that requires the most delicate handling to survive the day. The trimming process is where the phantom character is born. We shave away layers of clay until the walls are thin enough to let the light pass through them. Every movement must be precise. One heavy hand, one slip of the tool, and the entire piece will collapse. We work with tolerances measured in fractions of a millimeter. Smoothing the surface is an act of love. We use soft sponges and water to remove any imperfections left by the tools, making the surface as smooth as silk. The artisan's eyes are trained to see what the light reveals. Even in this raw state, we can begin to see the potential for the ghost-like transparency we seek. Cleanliness is paramount. Even a single speck of dust can create a blemish during the firing process. So we clean every piece with obsessive attention to detail. The drying phase cannot be rushed. The pieces must lose their moisture slowly and evenly to prevent warping or cracking as the clay particles begin to shrink together. In its dry state, the porcelain is at its most fragile. It is a ghost of its future self, waiting for the transformative power of fire to become permanent. Technology meets tradition at the kiln. We program precise temperature curves to ensure the porcelain undergoes the correct chemical transformations during the first firing stage. The door closes, and the trial by fire begins. Inside, the temperature will rise steadily, pushing the material to its limits as it prepares for its first transformation. Fire is the ultimate purifier. At this stage, the chemically bound water is driven out, and the minerals begin to fuse, turning the soft clay into a hard ceramic. At 900 degrees Celsius, the transformation is irreversible. The bisque firing creates a porous but strong structure that is ready to accept the final protective glaze. The cooling process is as critical as the heating. Rapid temperature changes can cause thermal shock, so we allow the pieces to return to room temperature over many hours. The sound of quality is a clear ring. This resonance tells us that the internal structure is solid and free from any hidden cracks or structural flaws. Glazing is the second skin of the porcelain. We dip each piece into a custom formulated liquid glass, ensuring a perfectly even coating that will become crystal clear. There is no room for error here. Every surface must be flawless, as the glaze will magnify any imperfections once it melts and fuses with the porcelain body. For the highest quality pieces, manual refinement is the only way. We attend to the smallest details, ensuring that every curve and edge is aesthetically perfect. The final firing is where the magic happens. We will push the temperature to 1300 degrees, the point where the minerals melt into a translucent glass. At this extreme heat, the porcelain becomes almost liquid. The particles bond completely, creating the dense, non-porous material that gives our work its legendary strength and beauty. As the temperature drops, the glaze solidifies into a diamond-hard finish. The phantom effect is now fully realized, with the porcelain becoming a bridge between solid and light. Emerging from the fire, the piece is transformed. It is no longer just clay and stone, but a radiant object that seems to hold light within its walls. The ultimate test of phantom porcelain is its translucency. When held to the light, the material vanishes, leaving only a soft, haunting glow that defines our artistic legacy. This is the result of months of labor and years of training. Every piece in the collection must meet this impossible standard of clarity and ethereal beauty. Final polishing brings out the deep luster of the glaze. It feels like smooth jade and looks like frozen light, a tactile experience as much as a visual one. The mark of the maker is the final touch. It represents our commitment to excellence and the centuries of tradition that have led to this singular moment. Presentation is the final step in the journey. Each piece is nestled into custom-crafted packaging, protecting its delicate beauty for its long voyage to a new home. We pack not just an object, but a story of fire, stone, and human hands. It is a gift of light that will last for generations to come. In the quiet of the gallery, the porcelain finally speaks. It stands as a testament to what is possible when human skill pushes natural materials to their absolute limits. The viewer is invited to see beyond the surface. This is art that requires light to be complete, a collaboration between the object and the environment it inhabits. Thin as paper, white as snow, and strong as steel. These are the contradictions that make phantom porcelain a miracle of modern craftsmanship and ancient wisdom combined. The journey from raw stone to ethereal light is complete. It is a cycle of transformation that honors the earth while reaching for something purely celestial. This is the pride of the craftsman. To take the hardest stones and turn them into the softest light is the ultimate reward for a lifetime of dedication. A legacy of elegance and light. The Phantom Porcelain Collection is more than luxury. It is a profound celebration of the heights that human artistry can reach. Phantom Porcelain, where the solid world meets the spirit of light. A timeless masterpiece born from the heart of the earth and the soul of the maker. Returning to the lab, we see the constant refinement that keeps our porcelain at the peak of quality, ensuring every batch meets our legendary standards of purity. Consistency is the key to translucency. We test the flow of our slip daily, ensuring it has the perfect density to form those signature paper-thin walls we desire. Measurement is our religion. In the pursuit of the phantom effect, every micron counts, and we leave nothing to chance during the delicate forming process. Moisture control is an art form in itself. We keep the clay in a state of perfect tension, allowing us to push the limits of thinness without collapse. Years of experience flow through these fingertips. The ability to feel the clay's resistance is what separates a technician from a true master of the craft. Inside this furnace of creation, the atmosphere is carefully controlled. Oxygen levels must be perfectly balanced to maintain the pristine whiteness of the porcelain mineral body. The glaze in its raw state is deceptive. It hides the beauty beneath, waiting for the intense heat to transform it into a window of pure clarity. We fight a constant war against dust. The final inspection before firing is the last chance to ensure a flawless, glass-like finish on every single piece. The weight of the work is immense. This car carries hundreds of hours of labor, all entering the fire for the final, most dangerous stage of production. To witness the peak of firing is to see the sun itself. This is where the earth is reborn as light, a transition from physical to ethereal. Ancient techniques still have their place. We use these cones to verify that the fire has done its job, merging old world wisdom with modern industrial control. As the fire subsides, the tension remains. The cooling phase is a slow descent back to the physical world, where the porcelain finally gains its permanent strength. The first look is always breathtaking. The transformation is complete, and the Sous Bon Mauve is finally awake, shimmering with an inner life that is truly unique. Consistency is the mark of excellence. Each piece must match the others in weight, color, and clarity, creating a harmonious collection that speaks of total mastery. We use modern lasers to ensure that our traditional craft meets contemporary standards of perfection. Not a single wobble or warp is permitted in our final selection. Every piece is treated like a royal treasure. We wrap our work in the finest materials, ensuring its journey to your table is as safe as possible. On the table, the porcelain comes alive. It doesn't just hold food. It creates an atmosphere of refined beauty that elevates every moment spent around the table. The work is never truly finished. It simply moves from our hands to yours. We are the keepers of a flame that burns for the sake of beauty. Look closely, and you can see the ghost of the stone within. These subtle patterns are the fingerprints of nature, preserved forever in a state of crystalline purity. Every curve is planned, and every thickness is calculated. Our designs are a dialogue between the laws of physics and the dreams of the creative mind. Even the parts you don't see are perfected. The base of every piece is ground to a satin finish, ensuring it sits perfectly on any surface without scratching. To hold a piece of phantom porcelain is to hold a miracle. It challenges our understanding of what Earth can become when touched by fire and human genius. In the quiet hours, the workshop remains a place of magic. The energy of the creation lingers, embodied in the finished pieces that wait for the dawn. Every piece is a numbered work of art. Our certificate is a promise of quality and a celebration of the unique journey each piece has taken. From traditional homes to the world's most modern spaces, our porcelain brings a touch of the eternal. It is the ultimate expression of luxury and refinement. Beauty that lasts a lifetime. The density of our porcelain makes it resistant to staining and wear, ensuring it remains as pristine as the day it was fired. We remain connected to the earth. Our journey always returns to the source, finding inspiration in the raw beauty of the minerals that make our work possible. This is the peak of human ingenuity, where precious gemstones are reborn, carrying the legacy of light and enduring beauty through the ages for all to see.